Hi everyone. Welcome to our midday meditative yoga session. I'm Rhonda Uretsky. I'm the owner of Riverflow Yoga here in Lambertville Our studio obviously is closed to help support and protect everybody out there right now, including ourselves. And so the teachers here at Riverflow Yoga have decided to offer our favorite yoga and meditation sessions throughout the days and weeks to come. This is my midday meditative yoga. So my own personal practice, I've been practicing and teaching yoga for about 45 years now. I've done many other things in the interim, but yoga has always been a kind of a touchstone for me. It's been something that has really grounded me and kept me in myself throughout the years. I have to say it's doing the same for me now. I was actually looking forward to doing this midday meditation session for you, of course, for all of you who want to join me, but really for me. Uh, there are days that I feel very grounded and really centered and calm, and then there are days like this where the overwhelm is just a little bit too much. And knowing that I have this break that I give myself in the middle of the day, I also do it first thing in the morning, to just step away from whatever it is that I'm doing that doesn't seem to be quite working out, and to be able to say, well, I have this to look forward to. And this practice that gives me a sense of certainty that everything is working out okay. You know, it may seem a little bit Pollyanna-ish to say that in the midst of so many people facing so many seemingly dire situations. And I say seemingly not to make light of them, but seemingly only because we don't know the outcome yet. We're in the middle of it and we can't really see what the outcome is going to be. And it could go any number of ways. So I call it seemingly only for that reason. And I say that about my own stuff too. You know, in the midst of things not seeming like they're working out, if I come back to this space where I can meditate, take a few deep breaths, do a little bit of yoga stretching, it may not immediately solve the situation or the problem, but it does give me a sense that somewhere behind the scenes, everything is working out. And maybe my only job is to relax and allow it and not to stress so much. And if it does get stressful, then to take this time to walk away from it, even temporarily. Somehow when you do that, at least what I find in my life is that when you do that, when you back away a little bit and you just put whatever is disturbing you to the side, when you feel ready to return to it, somehow there seems to be a softer answer, something that may not have been apparent to you or to me when you're in the midst of feeling stress about a situation. So it really is a very productive thing to do if you're in the middle of feeling any kind of stress or anxiety, to put a pin in it, you know, for a few minutes, to have a practice like this where you can just step outside of that situation and come back to a place inside of yourself that feels more grounded and feels really more real than whatever the situation is that happens to be bothering you at the moment. So, without further ado, I'm going to share with you my meditation practice and a little bit of yoga stretching. So the meditation practice that I do is really about, again, finding this place within yourself where things are quiet. And the paradox is, the more you try to be quiet in the midst of noise, the less likely you're going to do it. So you simply have to allow yourself to sit and breathe, and really allow is the word. Allow whatever is going to come up to come up. Allow yourself to keep returning to breathing. Maybe allow some music on in the background that makes you focus on something other than the situation at hand that seems so unsolvable or so stressful or so dire. So here we are. I'm going to invite you to find a comfortable position for yourself. I meditate in a variety of different positions, not just the traditional meditator's position, which is what I'm sitting in right now. My favorite thing to do actually is in the morning to not even get out of bed, to just open my eyes, take a drink of water, and go right into meditation, sometimes just lying in my bed. But today in midday, I'm in my yoga room where the sun is coming in beautifully on the window to to your left. And my lilies are there, and I can really smell the lilies. They smell beautiful. So I'm going to invite you again to find a position that feels comfortable for you. And we're going to do a practice called a grounding practice that is designed to take you out of whatever is stressing you at the moment and bring you right here into the present moment where things really are calm, right? If you notice right here where you are right now, you're really okay. Most of us, hopefully, especially those watching this video, are in a safe place, in a comfortable spot. You probably have some warmth around you, some beautiful surroundings, some food, some people, some access to the internet. So it's really a lot to appreciate here. So finding your comfortable spot. I'm sitting cross-legged with my palms on my knees. My palms are facing down. A few little adjustments in your body, whether you're sitting or lying down, are just going to help you to feel more at home in your body. So if you're sitting, and if you're not used to sitting on the floor, sitting in a chair is just fine. If you're sitting in a chair, I recommend both feet on the floor. If you're lying down, I recommend that you bend your knees and put the soles of your feet on your mattress. And if you're sitting cross-legged, well, then you probably have open hips that feel really nice when they're splayed open a little bit like this. And hopefully you're sitting on a cushion, and you're sitting at the front edge of your cushion so you can feel your pelvis tilting forward. This will just help you to maintain this nice position. Drop your chin a little bit, no matter where you're sitting, or even lying down. Chances are your chin is probably thrust up a little bit, so you just want to drop it down. Replace, I call it replacing your head on your neck. Most people have a bit of a chin thrust, so the head is a little forward of the neck. So you can imagine just putting your head back, right on top of your cervical spine. You can have your eyes closed or your eyes open, whatever is most comfortable for you. Some people do find it very relaxing to keep their eyes open and look straight ahead at something very pleasing to the eyes. Other people like to close their eyes. Notice there is no wrong way to do this. If this is about going inside to find your place of peace, then you have to include your preferences in this practice. Your preferences count. Your preferences really do matter. This isn't about making you wrong or trying to teach you the right way to do something or having you feel judgmental towards yourself that you haven't done it sooner. This is really about returning you to your sense of peace, which I'm going to invite you to consider has been there all along. And now you're just acknowledging it. Pull your collarbones wide apart. This is a really beautiful trick. If you can imagine for a moment, without moving your arms or your chest at all, that you've got this little contraction that I like to call a traction machine hooked up to the sides of your collarbones. And that machine just starts to crank from side to side. So see the direction that I'm pulling on my shirt? This is the direction that's being pulled right now in your collarbones. Oh, look at this. I have this wonderful apocalypse looking outfit on. And go ahead and pull and feel what happens across your chest. You're going to feel a sense of traction in your chest. And this really helps you to breathe deep. Breathing deeply has amazing benefits for your body. Way too many for me to name, although science geek that I am, I would probably love to tell you all the things you're doing for your body and your mind by taking a deep breath. But for now, let your mind rest on the idea that by taking these deep breaths, you're keeping your lungs clear. We've heard a lot in the past weeks about how important it is to keep your lungs clear. And notice that you have a way to do that right here within your own body, just by breathing. The only thing you have to do is allow yourself to do it. So inhale through your nose and hear it come through the back of your throat. So even though you're inhaling through your nose, you're imagining there's a little hole right here at the base of your throat, and this is where you're bringing the breath in. So it makes a big, strong Darth Vader kind of sound. And then as you exhale, it's the same sound coming through that back of your throat. Big, strong ocean sound or Darth Vader sound, however you prefer to think of this sound, however most soothing it feels to you. I want you to start to acknowledge that what feels best to you is actually best for you. Things that you prefer, things that feel good to you are little clues as to what is going to make you feel like yourself again. So breathing nice and deep. Inhale. And exhale. Sometimes when we inhale and exhale, we tend to do this, right? Moving the shoulders up and down. So if you notice that happening to you, just be a kind of a curious observer of it. Try not to make yourself wrong for doing it. Try not to have any judgments against yourself at all. Just be like a curious observer. My shoulders tend to move when I breathe. And then you can try pulling them apart from the collarbones. See how that feels. And again, inhale. And exhale, hearing it in the back of your throat. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Sometimes you'll notice thoughts coming up in your mind. I'm going to, again, invite you not to be harsh on yourself about it. There's a little phrase that a friend of mine taught me that I really like, and it's very simple. It's just, okay, got it. So you're having a thought that comes up in your mind as you're trying to clear your mind. Okay, I got it. You're focusing, maybe you find your mind falling back and back and back into that very thing that you were trying to step away from here in meditation. Okay, got it. You find that your mind isn't as quiet as you'd like it to be, or your body's not as comfortable as you'd like it to be. The first step is okay, got it. Not judging yourself, certainly not being harsh on yourself. Just accepting, this is where I am right now. There's something very profound I want you to remember at all times. I am where I am, right? Super profound. I am where I am. That's just a fact. I am where I am. And in that recognition, in that self-acceptance, you can actually go anywhere you want. It's all the pushing against and resisting and trying to make yourself different that just adds lots of layers of stress. That's unnecessary. Inhale. And exhale. And if you have your eyes closed, you're focused on the breathing, maybe the sound of my voice and the words that I'm telling you are enough to block out whatever it is that you're trying to not focus on in this minute. And let me be clear, When you are making an effort to not focus on something, you're focused on the thing, right? I'm not going to think about this thing that I don't want to think about anymore that's been bothering me all morning, and I'm not going to think about it. Notice what you're doing. You're thinking about it. You're talking about it. Even in trying to push it away, there's attention that you're giving to it. So in order for you to move into something else, you have to substitute something else. So maybe the sound of my voice can be that substitute for you. And maybe the instructions that I give you can be that substitute for you if you just keep bringing yourself back to it. Inhale. Maybe try ballooning your belly out this time as you inhale with your collarbones nice and wide, hearing it in the back of your throat, sounding like Darth Vader. And then exhale, maybe feeling your belly deflate. Oh, this is particularly wonderful if you're lying down, because you can really sense the deflating going on into your lower back. And if you're sitting, as you exhale, you can begin to tuck your tailbone just slightly under, as if you want your tailbone to point up towards your stomach a little bit. And then go back to checking on things that feel good, like pulling your collarbones wide, letting your chin drop a little bit, bringing your head back onto your neck, keeping your hands really soft, finding that position that feels like you're at home in your body. It's a lovely thought, to be at home in your body. What if your body was not this enemy? This albatross that you constantly have to drag to the gym or drag to the doctor or keep checking in on it to make sure it's not doing something behind the scenes to kill you. What if your body really was your friend? Well, there is more scientific evidence to support that idea than the old idea that your body is this chronic machine prone to breaking down. It's not like that at all. We have a new kind of physics, a new kind of science that tells us that our bodies are made of trillions and trillions of intelligent cells. Each cell in your body has an intelligence, has a job to do. And in order to do that job, it communicates with every other cell in your body. So there's this constant kind of connection and communication going on inside your body at the cellular level to just keep you feeling well. That's a lot of work going on behind the scenes just for you. This is all for you. So maybe here in this meditation you can sink into that thought. Trillions and trillions of cells having a certain amount of internal intelligence and inner wisdom on how to keep me healthy, how to maintain my well-being. And how do I contribute to that? By acknowledging it, by allowing yourself to feel that sense of well-being. And how do you do that? In the midst of a lot of panicky types of conditions, you focus on things that feel like well-being. It doesn't really matter if what you choose to focus on is how delicious your coffee tasted this morning, or that faint smell of the lilies that I can see here in the background, or see or smell in the background here. You don't have to find something gigantic as big as your worry to focus on in order to bring you home again. You just have to find a sense of joy in anything. Isn't that nice to know? You don't have to solve the problem before you can be happy. You don't have to find the answers or overcome the trauma or go back in your history and find out where the trauma started in order for you to be happy. You just make a decision right now to look around you and find something that actually feels good to you and focus there, and then you are immediately aligned with feeling happy. So happiness is not a condition, it's not conditional, it's not based on anything or anyone outside of you. It's a choice. You're going to choose, in these moments that we're together in this meditation, to find something that gives you a sense of, if not joy or even happiness, then soothing. Something that feels soothing to you. So let's see if the breath will do it. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. So maybe you joined this midday meditation to do something, right? To feel like you're going to do something for yourself. I'm going to invite you to join these meditations, these midday meditations, so that you can choose to feel something. And start small. Feel satisfaction in anything. See if you can feel contentment about anything. See if you can just soften in any way by using anything in your life right now that when you look at it or think about it, makes you have a sense of being satisfied. Satisfaction is a really good place to start, especially when you're coming back from trauma, from something that might have just happened or you might have heard about that knocked you off balance. Balance is your natural state. So being knocked off balance, maybe it's inevitable, but finding your balance again is also inevitable. Take a breath. Inhale. And exhale. Hear it in the back of your throat. Focus on the sound that you're making. It even sounds empowered. And inhale. And exhale. When you're in a meditative state, even if it's a very light meditative state, even if you've never meditated before, you might feel what I call a sense of swooning in your body, like not exactly rocking, but sort of a little bit, a swooning feeling. This is the physical sensation of your mind letting go of whatever it was latched onto before that didn't feel good. So, sometimes when I talk about that or I invite people to feel for the swooning thing, it becomes another goal. It's another thing to achieve. That is the last thing you need in your life right now. I'm just going to put this out there. One of the potentially good things about what's happening around us right now is that we actually cannot make any hard and fast plans. We recognize that things change so quickly that the thing you might have planned yesterday might not be valid anymore another hour from then. And maybe that was always true. Maybe life always was that changeable and that malleable and that flexible and that open. And maybe we just lived like it wasn't. Maybe we just pretended like the plans that we make are the ones that are going to happen no matter what. So now we are sort of in this great, I know a lot of people like to say it's the unknown. I think that sounds a little scary. It doesn't sound satisfying to me, so I'm not going to use that word. I like to call it sort of a great unfolding. That's what's happening here. Things are unfolding moment by moment. And I assert that they always have been. We just didn't notice it before, and we're getting to notice it now. And where do you fit in that unfolding? I don't know, and you don't know, but I'm pretty certain there's a place for you. Take a breath. Inhale and exhale. In fact, when I'm in this sort of calm place of certainty, I'm absolutely sure there's a place for all of us. And it's probably not the one you planned, but it's probably way bigger than you imagined. I have a dear friend who likes to say, the life that I'm living right now, I could never have planned because things have happened in my life that I could never have even imagined. How could I possibly plan things that I'd never imagined? And she means it in a good way. That the things that have come into your life that you didn't know about and you didn't plan and you didn't have a step-by-step way of getting to, the surprises, the unfoldings, are usually, mostly, always the things that you look back at and say, huh, I didn't even know I wanted that. And thank goodness I didn't get the plan that I laid out. That would have been a disaster. So try to just allow yourself to participate in this unfolding in any way that feels good to you. And I'm really going to invite you to check in on yourself and see what feels good to you. You've got to feel your way into this. This is one of those that you're not going to be able to strategize your way into. You're not going to be able to think your way through. You've got to count on your heart to guide you. And sitting still and breathing deep will allow that strategizing part of your brain to go to sleep for a while, and that heart-centered part of your being to lead. So take a breath. Inhale. And exhale. Remember, you're hearing it in the back of your throat. You're keeping your collarbones pulled wide apart, and your chin dropped a little bit, and your head may be back a little more than you would normally place it. If you're sitting, you get to drop your tailbone a little bit, under a little bit. If you're lying down, you get to drop your lower back a little bit. Enjoy what it feels like to be in a body. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. You're focusing on the sound of your breath. I like to say you're playing a little game with yourself. Can I sound like Darth Vader? I'm just one person in a room. Can I really rock this room? Try it. Inhale. And exhale. In and out through the back of your throat. Anytime you can turn anything you're doing into a game instead of a goal, you'll be not only more efficient and effective and productive at the task, but you will actually enjoy yourself. And trust me on this, that's why you're here. You're here to enjoy this life. Inhale. And exhale. So in this brief midday meditation session, if you connected with some of your preferences, feeling how it feels good to sit or lie down or close your eyes or keep your eyes open, or what it smells like in your room or how your coffee tastes, if you've connected with anything, something, and there are so many, just one little thing that gives you a sense of satisfaction and contentment, you have moved yourself up the emotional scale miles. Again, it's a little hard for us to believe right off the bat. You know, we're so taught that all of this takes hard work and years of practice and lots of effort. And I'm not going to lie to you, you know, as someone who has many, many years of practice, I find that it's really serving me very well in these times when things seem very unbalanced out there. But developing a practice just takes this. There's no big mystery in it. There's no big effort in it. There's no sacrifice of years and years of work. There's just the desire to feel a little bit better than you were just feeling a moment ago. Inhale. And exhale. So it's my wish for you that you reached a little bit of that swooning state. Now I'm going to bring you back so that you can take this state into the rest of the day. Because really, what good would this be if you only got to do it for a few minutes in the middle of the day every day? You want this to become part of who you are, part of the way you live your life. From this place to be able to take action. So when you come back into the next part of your day, the next segment that might involve some interaction with people, some proactive things you have to do, some things you have to wait patiently on, you're going to come back slowly by using all 5 of your senses. So this is called the 5 senses reawakening and re-embodying. So if your eyes were closed, now's the time to slowly open them. Just let them be little slits at first. And then raise your eyes up to the screen. And from where you are right now, just look around your room. Find something to look at that you enjoy. Again, try not to be judgmental. Try not to tell yourself, oh, that's not good enough. Oh, that thing isn't really right. If you find something and it really draws your attention, it feels good to look at it, just take a moment to take it in. One of the key ways that your nervous system settles is by looking. It's one of the ways your nervous system assures you you're safe. And then from wherever you are right now, turn your palms over and see if you can feel a texture somewhere. I'm running my hands across the top of my Megan rug, which is a heated rug, so it feels both soft and warm. It's very comforting. So allowing your sense of touch to bring you back into the present moment. Now it's interesting, you can't use your senses in the past or in the future. So when you employ your senses, you're automatically in the present moment. They're so available to you. So your sense of sight, your sense of touch, enjoy that. And now getting very, very quiet. Try to identify, oh, I really don't like that word, try. Just allow yourself to identify some sound in the room. I can definitely hear the music that I'm playing, but you know, underneath the music, there's a very gentle sort of hissing noise coming from my CD player. And that noise is very soothing. It doesn't rise and fall like the music. It's very steady and even. Something very comforting about it. Now, see if you can identify, sitting back and relaxing and breathing, a scent, a smell in your room. Smell those lilies in the corner. Very sweet. So in using your body, your five senses that are very easily available to you, you've brought yourself back into the present moment. And as we started in this meditation, here in the present moment, you notice that you're okay. Right here, wherever you are right now, you're really okay. There's some comfort in that. So let's end again with a deep breath. Inhale through your nose. Hear it in the back of your throat. Loud, strong, empowered sound. And exhale through your nose. Hear it in the back of your throat. Take a moment to tug on your collarbone side to side and let your chin drop a little bit. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. So I'm going to leave you with this thought. There's no great mystery to getting this right. And no matter what you've been doing up until this time, you have not been doing it wrong. You are right here, right now, being human. Give yourself permission to enjoy what that means. You know, being human means that you have a sense of touch, and taste, and sight, and smell, and hearing, and the ability to be present. It's really that simple. Does it solve all of the problems that are in your mind right now? Yeah, it does. Because right now in your mind there aren't any. There's just this sense of being present. And if that's not a solution, well, I don't know what is. I'll be here again tomorrow. Again, this is my practice. I'm going to be here no matter what. So I invite you to join me if you'd like to be here. Remember, your preferences matter. You're not doing anything wrong. You're doing everything right for the human being that you are, which is unique and special and valuable. It was fun having you here with me, though. Till soon.